full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Like 80.
Here's the second year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat with a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This is Hines. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Roethlisberger to the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. And some space here. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards.
Black 20. I
don't think you got it, son.
Back and third.
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season, James Conner. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now it's Hines. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
Kill. Check 4. Watch out.
They'll try to run with Hines. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Boswell good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 23. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hot, lady!
Tight end right. Tight end right.
On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. This is caught by Jackson. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evidence of their dominance over the years in the AFC North. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 23-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Dalton now to pass. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Tighten up, tighten up.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Going deep for Eifert. This is caught. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
When you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of him away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They run with Hines. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Bang it. 57's Mike. Mike 57. And come on out here. Come get it. Come get yourself. Come on here. Come get it.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
With the score, Steelers 7, Bengals nothing.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check it back.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. Well, he tried to get rid of it. Pressure was coming right in his face, and it turned out to be a bad thing.
And it's so easy to be critical of him in that spot. When you have all those people bearing down on you, probably his last thought was just get rid of the ball. Give them what they want. Unfortunately, he gave it to them too well. Picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in.
And now off to the races, down the right side, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down.
Hands up, ladies. Nice. X3, 218, chop.
Mike 3.
Regular. Check. 368. Let's go.
Andy Dalton. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Switzer. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. Dumps it off to Mixon. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to face a 3rd down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie first-rounder from Michigan, Devin Bush. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot. And now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Here's Hines. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, alert. Middle.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd down, it's Hines, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Dalton. Forced out to his left. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton. He's got Green. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy. Dalton able to hit Ross. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Andy Dalton now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's first and 10. To throw here, Dalton under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Throwing on second and long. Dalton. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll give it to Mixon. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon. Touchdown number 18 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
24. Go.
Here's Roethlisberger. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Now he's going to go for it all. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From midfield here, Dalton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, as time expires in the first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Bullock good on the extra. extra point. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. This will be Dalton again. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Jackson's got it over the middle. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here we go, Cam. Take out 368. 25.
Again, it's Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
It's now 3rd and 5.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down.
26 Mike. Watch a slat. He's coming. We got double up. Check. Lucky. Rush in.
Now Dalton. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Bullock's kick is good, and they have regained the lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Trey Kirkpatrick, the cornerback, up to make the stop.
Check hot 61. Match box white. Kill.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to look deep down the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for the Bengals TD. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Hey, exits.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. And even 40 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Extra point put through by Boswell. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it?
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
80 weapons. 8. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Max 50.
Now Roethlisberger. Buying time to his left. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Alert. Hey, Alpha.
36.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 2nd down.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Quarter. Hey, high 7.
57.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And Dalton to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Bud Dupree. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone.
Ready? Black 20.
57.
They'll run on first down. Hines. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now a handoff here to his running back. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Take out 3, 368.
Check 31, check
93,
31.
52, 93.
Dalton here from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Ross. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Steelers' 12-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throw left side complete. It's Ross. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Critical extra point up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
And now this throw complete to Washington. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. James Washington was the intended target. 3rd down here.
50.
Here's Roethlisberger. Able to find Switzer. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Extra point put through by Boswell, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hey! 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
26.
All right, here's Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Heavy. 2 by 2. Move. Hey, box drop. Leave up.
They'll try to pass on fourth down. Dalton, that's to his running back, complete. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field and put points on the board.
Do me a favor the rest of the way. Sit back, relax, and just appreciate the offensive dominance that's going on out here.
I'll give it a shot.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. Dalton operating in the red zone now. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for two and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They can still get into field goal range, player. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
No spacing.
Shoot, use the mic. Get in the weight room.
44.
Mike's
Bravo.
Mike's 50.
Roethlisberger to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go!
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Nice.
Here we go!
Mike 9!
Hey, tight! Check 52!
368! Blue draw Corkers!
So now the first OT throw coming for Dalton. And Eifert has it. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Recon, 132 fighter!
Jim!
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now on 2nd and 13. Dalton. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Brings up 3rd down.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Check.
93, 52, 93.
2 minutes
44,
left in this overtime
44.
session, and still all tied. Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now.
Regular.
3, Mike 3. Combo. Hey, me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
Hey, wahoo!
Here's Dalton. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First throw in overtime now for Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
It's out of time. Check.
44. Go. Let's go.
Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And the Steelers first down.
Like 20.
Here we go, here we go. Watch tight end, watch tight end.
No foul. Five.
Chip.
Look up, Marty.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back.
Easy.
On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Pittsburgh, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4.